I struggle a lot with my faith, but I do believe in a higher power for sure.
Don't thread the line. You're only here on borrowed time.
When I say God, I also say universe.
I do
just
that
feel
too.
like
That's
it's
exactly
all
what I
it's
do.
just
Yeah.
interchangeable, and I struggle with my faith a lot, but like my mom is so intuitive, and my sister and I are also really intuitive about stuff, and like it makes me believe a little bit.
Late at night, I know all you do is bitch and cry.
Give money.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Pranzata Podcast. This is your host, Andrea Pranzatelli. This is episode number 112 on the Pranzata Podcast on YouTube. We have another guest today. This is Maty. Maty is a Philadelphia-based musician and songwriter. I have a lot of questions for her today, but before we get into it, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit subscribe. It is my mission to grow this channel this year, and your support would be incredibly helpful. Before we get into the questions, she's actually going to start the podcast with one of her original songs called Madison.
Okay.
Madison, do you want to live in my head? If one day you're dead, Madison, you're out of it, crying on the internet, makeup running down your neck. Don't thread the line. You're only here on borrowed time. Late at night, I know all you do is bitch and cry. I think there's something in my eye. This feeling of this heart of mine. Madison, look how you did. Madison, trying not to take away this gift only God could give. Don't thread the line. You're only here on borrowed time. Late at night, I know all you do is bitch and cry. Madison, oh, your skin, I tasted it, Madison, Madison.
Okay, Maty. So thank you so much for performing that song. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
When I saw you at Kung Fu Necktie, I was like, I have to get her on my podcast. I don't know if all the musicians in Philly are this good, or if I just had a very lucky day today.
That is the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah,
thank you for saying that.
Okay, so my first question for you as a songwriter, do you personally feel closely connected to the lyrics you write, or are you more about the sound and the lyrics are not that important to you?
I definitely write 100% from a place of like going through it.
Okay,
yeah,
so the lyrics are a big part of the story for you.
Yeah, 100%. It's like the most important part. I feel like I'm not really like, I think, instrumentally inclined.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like I can play instruments.
Yeah.
Well, but I'm not. I'm like, no, I'm not fucking goated. Can I curse? Is that
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah, you can curse. Yeah.
I'm not goated in any of them.
Yeah.
I just, I write. And it's usually just me and a guitar for a while, and then it just expands from there.
No, that's cool. I almost envy that skill because as a songwriter, I'm the opposite. Like I have stories I want to share and I have like things that I'm like, man, I wish I could write a song about this.
Yeah.
But most of my songs are coming from a place of like, this is the sound I like and I don't know how to tell my story through this. So I just make up random stories. Like one of my songs is about a vampire. It has nothing to do with me.
Dude, that's fucking sick. I wish I could do that. Like I can't.
No, I'm like the opposite.
I like concepts like
Yeah.
that. People writing about like absurd shit that, I mean, I did do that with this like deathcore album that I worked on with my friends.
Yeah.
And it's about like, I guess I don't know if I can talk about it. I'm sure it's fine.
No, what
But
if you
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. It's literally just about like rat and worm people like fighting in like the sewers of Highland Park, New Jersey.
Oh, I used to live in Central Jersey. That's
Shut
so
up, me
crazy.
too.
I lived from Somerville, New Jersey.
You're from Somerville?
Yes.
Dude, I used to like, I would be on fucking like that main street, like fucking Verve and like Village all the time.
When did you live there?
My whole life.
What? That's
so crazy.
That's so funny. Like
I'm from New Brunswick.
What? I know musicians from New Brunswick. So after the podcast is over, we'll have to talk and see
all
if we
of the
know.
people that were in my band were all from Central Jersey. Like
What?
me and my roommate and my drummer, we just moved to Philly like a year ago.
I just moved to Philly 2 months ago, but I was from, I lived in South Jersey for a little bit. I moved in with a guy, didn't work out. So I moved to Philly.
Period. Cool.
And it's fine. It's whatever. Life, you learn.
Yeah.
But before I lived in South Jersey, I was from Somerville. So that's so crazy.
Oh
What a small world. Okay.
I love it. It's so fun when you meet people that are like from your hood and you're just like, what? How do we meet? Did you ever go to were you ever in Bridgewater?
I went to Bridgewater High School.
Dude, you know Green Oak Grill?
Yeah.
I bartended there for like 4 years.
No way. I
Fucking
bartended at the
shithole.
Bridgewater
Never
Applebee's.
again.
You know
Did you really?
Yes, I used to be.
So good.
I'm a lot older than you, probably. I don't know how old you are.
I'm 23.
I'm 35. So like the Applebee's used to be like the hot spot. Like it used to be like the cool place to go, and it's not cool at all anymore. My cat is all over your guitar.
He's smelling my fucking rat dog.
Yeah. Okay, my next question for you. All right. In your song, I'm just curious to hear about your writing process. In your writing process, do you force yourself to sit down and write, or do you just wait for the inspiration to come to you?
I don't know. I feel like lately I've been, I don't know. I feel like there have been like some tumultuous things kind of happening in my life lately where I felt a little stunted and I was kind of just like grieving things and people. Like I just lost my grandpa like 3 weeks ago, which was like kind of tough, and just like people in my life that are no longer in my life. I feel like it just, it happens as you grow up. You fucking realize who you can't be and can be around. And I was kind of like stagnant, and then, it's a lot. And then also like getting my own apartment. It's a big move.
Was that your first time getting your own apartment?
Yeah, this is my first time. So
by yourself?
Yeah,
no roommates or anything? Wow.
Just me. So it's exciting. It's fucking like, sucks. It's hard. And I feel like I was kind of going through this like rut, but once that rut ends, you feel like there's like a plethora of just like things running through you. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. It feels like it's not really me writing this stuff. It's so bizarre. I don't know if that makes any sense. It just feels like it's kind of pouring out of you.
It makes perfect sense. I've heard suddenly. So I'm also in comedy as well. And I hear both musicians and comedians say the same thing, that when those ideas pop in, they feel like it's a possession. Like they don't even feel like they're the ones doing it. It's like something is coming through them.
That feels like almost like pretentious as fuck to say, but like I don't go fuck.
It's true. I don't think it's pretentious. You know? I understand why you're saying it seems pretentious because it's like I'm in touch with God. It's like Jesus is coming through me, the chosen one. But I actually think it could also be interpreted as non-pretentious because it's kind of like I'm not doing this. I'm not responsible for this. It's like I suck as a human. Like this is something else, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like it sometimes can be, sometimes I'll try to sit there and force it and it just doesn't work. Yeah. Or I'll think of a line when I'm like driving and I'll write it down and then I'll think on it for a little while and then the rest for some reason will come like in like 10 minutes. It's so weird.
Dude, same thing with comedy. Like I'll have a joke premise and I'll write it down and the punchline will come like the next day when I'm in the shower, like when I'm not trying.
That's so good.
I'll be like, this will be a good joke idea, and I'll like write the setup but I can't like quite think the punchline out, and it's like, again, it's like something comes through you. It's weird. All right, this next question. You're younger than me, so you might have a different relationship with this than the way I'm perceiving it. Do you ever feel like the marketing end of being an artist is depressing? Like, or do you enjoy doing marketing and Instagram and that type of stuff?
I fucking hate it. Okay. I was literally talking to my best friend Justin about this like earlier. We were like on the phone yesterday or the day before for like a half hour, and he was just like, you need to like do something every single day for this project. Like you can't just be talented anymore.
It's true.
You cannot just be talented and like things do not just happen overnight. Like you need to fucking like set yourself up for success. You need to do one thing a day, like try to like push your project. And it's just like, so I don't know why, but promoting your music is so fucking embarrassing. I cannot bring myself, like I just get like, you know, worried that people are gonna get annoyed by my like seeing my face on their feed every minute, you know what I mean? So
dude, that's what I do,
and I don't want to lose engagement, you know what I mean? So, and I feel like I have like a pretty good following right now. It's not amazing, but it's all right. And even if they are not supportive, they're watching. I know.
Do you force yourself to like do something every day on your Instagram?
No, dude. I've been like, I literally just dropped the announcement for my single on like fucking Sunday or Saturday, I think maybe. And I have not posted on Instagram. And I post on Instagram every day. Yeah. And I haven't posted on Instagram or TikTok or anything like that because it's so like crippling. Like that having to like do the work for it is so fucking crippling. I just like...
And it's funny, like what your friend said, it's like you have to do it. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
I do take that approach of like forcing myself to do the marketing end of things, but I do find it like corny and depressing sometimes. Like sometimes I do photo shoots, like modeling type photo shoots, and I'm like, this isn't really who I want to be.
It's not authentic to you as an artist, like as a creative. I get it.
It's like, but I feel like I see all the other artists doing that, so I'm like, all right, I guess I'll do this photo shoot and to have professional headshots and whatnot. But then again, like a lot of my favorite artists did that too. Like a lot of artists that I look up to, like I like Amy Winehouse. She did photo shoots. So it's kind of like, it's like an unfortunate part of the business is like, you have to do that stuff like to get it out there. You know what I mean? It's frustrating.
It's the fucking worst, dude. Yeah. It's absolutely horrible. Like, excuse me.
It's okay.
Girl, you gave me this. Like, this is the worst thing to give me right now.
Yeah.
And the best. I fucking love Polar.
Hopefully it didn't affect your singing when you were...
I hadn't opened it yet because I knew I'd be doing this.
Are you picky about like what you eat or drink before a show?
No. Fuck no. I drink beer right before my set. I don't go fuck. I don't care.
I'm like type A personality, like perfectionist. So like I don't drink. I do the tea. I drink lots of water. And like sometimes I'm like, maybe if I just chilled out and had a drink, it would just change.
I'm like super new to performing live. Yeah. Like I've only been doing it. Like I've been doing it really since 2022. Yeah. Like when I turned 22 was the first time I performed with a band on my birthday. Yeah, at the Litter Box, this like super fucking cool venue that was owned by Sebastian, who's in American Beauty. Shout out to them. Great band. But they ended up having to close it down. It was something with the landlord. It wasn't even their fault. But it was the most fun experience ever. But I I was fucking way too hyped. It was my birthday. Like, all my friends came. Like, we packed it out. There was like fucking 50 people there just of my friends, and there was like a plethora of bands. It was huge. It was awesome. It was intimidating because it was my first time ever doing that live. But there was so much alcohol going around. It was BYOB. And I was so fucking drunk by the time I went on stage. It was great. I wasn't like, you know, obliterated, but I felt like I was going to throw up throughout the whole first song. And I was like, oh my God, I need to like get it together, because if I do this, I'm never going to get back on stage again. Like, this is going to be it for me.
That's crazy that you say that you've only been doing it for a year or two, because when I saw you perform, I'm like, they have their shit together. Like, that's the that's the
so
impression
nice.
I got. I really felt that you guys, like, I don't know if you rehearse a lot. Like, maybe you're like, no, we don't.
No.
But I just felt like you guys really like had it locked in.
Thank you. That was like honestly one of our like worst shows, I feel like.
Worst?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I mean, not
like,
worst, but like not the best.
I do remember you at one point saying like, this is embarrassing. Like, you were doing something with your
Oh my God, yeah, dude.
You were doing something with your pedal, but no, I was like really into it. I was like,
Thank you.
I was like they must rehearse all the time.
No, dude. So Steve, my guitarist,
Yeah.
he's just like a natural fucking talent.
Yeah.
But he lives in New Jersey. We're all from New Jersey. They all still live there in New Brunswick.
Wow.
And Ian's just like my boy since we've been friends since we were like 14, 15. I've known Steve since I was like 13, 14.
Yeah.
But me and Ian especially were really close because we were in marching band together in high school.
Oh,
and he
wow.
played trombone and upright bass.
Yeah.
Now he plays bass for me and trombone on this entire record, like on the entire album. But we, I think we kind of had that, you know, I guess there was just some sort of, you know, thing like that going on. But we didn't play many shows. We played 2 shows in 2022, and we played 3 shows in. No, that's not true. We played. Actually, no, we played like 10 shows in 2023, but not many, you know, we didn't play many shows.
No, that what you said kind of clarified it, because I do think there is something special about having like a tight bond. Like the band that I have right now, I feel like all the members have like a very like strong connection. And because of that, it kind of makes performing feel effortless for us. Like we're just like, we just get each other. We haven't found a bass player that like fits us yet. We have a new bass player, but he hasn't performed with us yet. So it's like yet to see if he like fits in with us. But like we just have this tight bond, and I think that makes a difference. I agree with you on that. Yeah. Okay, next question. Did you always know you wanted to be a musician from a young age, or was it something later in life that came to you?
That's so funny. I don't know exactly the moment it happened.
Really?
Yeah, I was so my dad picked my sister and I up to take us to Omega Diner. I don't know if you've been there. It's in like North Brunswick.
Sounds familiar.
I used to go. I've been going there since I was like 3 years old. Like, I don't even pay to eat there anymore because they love me. Like, they're owned by the most incredible people. While I was sitting at like on the way there, that song fucking "Smile" by Lily Allen comes on, and I'm like, I'm like fucking like 5, and like or like I don't know. Whenever that song came out, like 2008, and I was probably like I don't know. Probably I was just like, at first I see you smile, whatever the fuck. And my dad's like, hold up, you can sing.
Yeah.
And my sister's like, why are you singing it like that? Because I was trying to like mimic her. I was like, at first when I see you cry. And so he was just like, sing it again. My dad's a musician. So it like blew his mind. And he's just like, this is really, you're going to be great. You are. So I feel like he kind of instilled it in me to just fucking like
live vicariously through you kind of.
Yeah.
Like.
He like had a pretty successful music career in Dominican Republic. He was playing shows to like fucking like 30,000 people at one point. And then just like gave it up just to have a family and raise them. And I give him so much props because I know how much he still loves it, you know?
Yeah.
But that was the moment I knew I could sing. And like my sister, obviously she's going to be like, but now she's like my biggest fucking fan. She's like always supportive. She like cries when she hears me sing. She's like, I'm so proud of you.
Are you good at languages? Because I have a theory that people who can sing and mimic also are good with languages because they're good with like
accents.
Just like can you speak different languages and stuff like that?
I speak Spanish. It's my first language.
I like that's. I mean, I could be wrong, but that's like a theory I have that people, because I have a good ear. I could sing, but I wouldn't say I'm like the greatest singer. But I have good pitch, but I'm also like good with languages. So I feel like there's a connection there where it's like some people can just like pick up on sounds. I don't know. I always thought there was a connection.
I'm gonna move this closer.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Just a little bit.
Okay, next question. So I was asking you before you came here, like, what are you into, you know, music and whatnot. So one of your answers was that you roller skate and snowboard religiously.
Yeah.
When you say religiously, like what, so you're really passionate about this.
Yeah, I love it so much.
What keeps bringing you back to this, to like snowboarding and skating? Like what does it do for you? Like, you know.
So roller skating is definitely a community thing.
Okay.
It is. Like I used to, when I lived in New Jersey, honestly, it was the hardest thing that I had to, I think, give up for a little while when I moved to Philly, because I would roller skate at Branchbrook Park. It's in Newark, and it's like so many incredible skaters, and like we had a skate crew going. Should just, you know, fucking hit the fan eventually. Fell off. People fell off and stuff, but it was just the community in there. It can be like a little cliquey sometimes. It just happens, you know, when everyone is seeing each other regularly and you have these skate crews and stuff like. But that was so motivating. Like, it makes you want to get better.
Yeah.
And there's so many incredible skaters out there, and like the African American community is, I've just like seeing them thrive in that, and I felt so privileged and like incredibly honored to just be allowed in that space, and like welcomed with open arms, and you know, being pushed by like people that were older than me. And sometimes you have like your nagging older elders, you know, there's like it's so bizarre, it's like a hierarchy throughout it. And but it was so fascinating, you know, and like it's so fun, and I love it, and I miss my skate friends. I don't see them often anymore. A lot of us like moved, and but I still roller skate as any chance I get, like if I'm outside or at the rink. If I'm in like Jersey and stuff, I'll try to head out there.
It's funny you say that about the hierarchy, because recently I dabbled a little bit in jiu-jitsu. No, it's not because I decided not to continue with it because I believe that there's a high injury rate. And one of my friends who is a piano player, like me, broke his wrist and couldn't play for 6 months. And then like when I heard that, I was like, I'm out. I was like, I'm not doing that. But the interesting thing you said about the hierarchy was I had never played a sport like that. I mean, I think I played baseball when I was like a little kid, but I don't really remember much. As an adult, I've never really been in like a community sport like that. And that was one of the things I noticed. Like I even asked one of my friends in jiu-jitsu, I'm like, is this a cult? Like I was like, is this what a cult is? Because
it feels weird. Like, I get that.
It was like a pyramid. Like you're the bottom of the barrel, but the wise like sage at the top. It like spreads the wisdom down. Like it was like this. And then I told one of my friends who's into jiu-jitsu,
and they walk around like they have like the biggest dick in the room too. Like they know that they're good, so they're gonna act like it. You know what I mean? It's like that.
So it was kind of like, you know, I mean, I hate to be a quitter, but it was kind of like more thinking about like my hands and my 100% health. I was like, I don't want to hurt myself doing this. But the short time I had done it was super interesting. And the community thing was a big one too. Like these people, I mean, it's very intimate. You're wrestling with people. Like I never smelled people that close before. I mean, besides people that I'm like hooking up with or whatever, like, you know, but like I've never just smelled strangers, and I'm like, oh my God, I wonder what I smell like to them, because like I was like disturbed by like smelling people's like breath and like,
ew, dude.
I mean, you're getting in there. I mean, like there's moves where you have to like put your head like you have to put your armpit around.
I used to like see someone who's in jiu-jitsu. He was like a fucking Harley boy with like anger issues, fucking neck, like fucking wolf tattooed on his throat, and just everywhere, and like he was obsessed with it, like obsessed with jiu-jitsu. I was like, this is a red fucking flag, dude. Like I think it's cool, like it's cool, and it's really like, you know, it's a way to like channel any kind of frustrations, because he's just like an angry guy, I guess. And he fucking loved it. He said it saved his life. I was
that's
like,
also why I thought it was a cult, because
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
I offended
I don't like want to be like mean because whatever, to each their own and stuff. And he seemed really happy and stuff, but he's just like, it fucking like saved my life.
Yeah, no, that's what, like, and I was reading, once I found out about my friend who broke his wrist, I started reading comments online, like at like Reddit forums, and because I wanted to know, like, am I doing something stupid? Because I don't have a car, by the way, so if I break my legs, I don't have any way of getting around, like my legs and my arm, like everything I need. And in the comments, like on Reddit, it was like stuff like that. It was like, I had to quit jiu-jitsu when I was 50 because I tore my ACL, but I'll never regret it. It was saved my life. And I'm like, but you can't walk anymore.
That's so fucking crazy of me, dude. Yeah. I'm totally for like, I mean, I don't know. I get people, I don't know. I guess I feel this, like I sprained my wrist roller skating, but it was because I was fucked up. I was drunk as shit roller skating and like spinning. I had no business doing that. Like it was a very humbling experience. It's fine. I'll be all right. It's fucking fine. But snowboarding is like,
oh yeah, that's
the
another
best.
one.
The snowboarding, I do it just for fucking sport. It's so fucking fun and like challenging, and like mentally, it like fucking drives you, makes you commit. You're strapped in. You can't do anything. You cannot escape. You have to just like fucking commit. Yeah. It's awesome. I used to really stick to the mountain, but I've been in the park a lot these last couple years.
Yeah.
And it's the best. And like fucking new tricks are just like, they feel like nothing feels like, I never feel more accomplished than when I'm actually able to hit something and like complete something that I really, really want,
I did snowboarding one time, and I wouldn't say I'm like kinesthetically, like that's my like I'm not a huge sports person. So when I first try out a sport, it's really intimidating. I only did snowboarding once, and I remember feeling like a natural at it the first time I did it. And what you said was exactly it. You're strapped in. You have to figure it out. That's how I felt about it. Like my friends were like, hey, you can either try skiing today or you can try snowboarding. I'm like, I don't want to do skiing. That looks like too many options. Like that.
Yeah,
Like, that's going to
yard sales are so fucking embarrassing.
Yeah.
They're so embarrassing. Like, because your shit just goes everywhere.
Yeah.
And everyone's like fucking, there are some really careless people on the mountain, and like,
yeah,
if you gotta go get your shit, you're roadkill sometimes.
Yeah, no, but like with snowboarding, I felt like, well, I'm trapped here. I got to figure this out. My legs are strapped on here. I can't really move anywhere. Yeah. So, and I think I have strong legs. Like that's like one of my stronger like features on my body. So like it felt natural to me, and I felt like if I kept doing it, I could have gotten good at it.
I totally looked at your legs when you said that. I'm sorry.
It's okay. You're good. Okay, this is changing the topic from sports and music. Lately, I've been obsessed with the idea of being trapped in a cycle and like having the same problem over and over in life till you resolve it type of thing. So for example, if that's like kind of abstract, I had always had issues with finances, and it was like I kept finding myself in the same situation where I was like, damn it, I can't do this because of the finances. And like it was kind of a cycle in my life that I eventually broke through. So that's kind of been like an obsession of mine lately, is like finding out what your cycle is and breaking through. Are there any cycles you've identified in your life? I mean, you're pretty young, so you might not have noticed them yet, but have you noticed anything in your life like that? You're like, I keep ending up in this relationship, or I keep having this relationship like turn in another form. Like, man, I had this boyfriend, I broke up with him, but now he showed up in my boss. Like, is there anything like that with you? like that you can think of, or is that?
I think this is like fucked up, and this is not to get a little dark and somber, but
no, it's
I
good.
think I find myself constantly like drinking again, like a lot, and I think it's hard to escape it really in like the restaurant industry, especially when you're bartending and it's at your fingertips, and I was in the same pinch like financially, and I feel like I still am. Like I feel like sometimes I am still drowning and trying to get by and like scraping by, but like I cannot stand the idea of being in a fucking cubicle.
No.
It really, that like even thinking about it like makes me sweat. Like I feel like I'm starting to sweat. Like I can't do it. So it's like how else can I make like the money I need the fastest?
Yeah.
And still be able to support a music career.
Yeah.
Fucking bartending. I feel like it just works for me, and like, so it's been a process of trying to like get better about it. Somehow I always end up like fucking too drunk sometimes and like really angry, and that's just not a way to live.
Yeah.
So I took a month off because
of drinking.
I took a month off of drinking back in November because October. Okay, so it was like a. Can I tell you the story?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
On Halloween, it was a good time. It was fucking. We're hanging out. We're getting drunk. But I knew I had been drinking a little too much already around that point.
Yeah.
I was drunk like 5 days a week, like 5-6 days a week. I was drunk, and not just drunk, but like hammered.
Yeah.
And it was not healthy for me. Like, it was obviously it's not healthy for anybody. And it was Halloween, and we go to our buddy John's house, who has this incredible apartment in Northern Liberties every Halloween.
Yeah.
And it's like fucking 100 people that fit in there, and it's fun, dude. We're just like, get money. Get money. We're just fucking hanging out. We're vibing. We're pre-gaming because we go to Morgan's Pier, where you just buy a ticket and it's an open bar. I'm pretty drunk by the time we even get there to Morgan's Pier after like the little, kickback thing.
Yeah.
And I'm having a good time. You know what I mean? Getting money. I'm just throwing ass with my grooves. It's a good time. We're all hanging out, and I go to the bathroom and use the bathroom. And I'm in it's so funny because I'm in a policewoman outfit. Dude, so unoriginal. Just a sexy policewoman. I fucking hate myself. But I didn't have anything else. I was like, fuck it. So I'm in the bathroom, and there's a line out the door. It's packed, like packed out. And these two girls go in the stall next to me, and I'm really drunk. First of all, I was drinking Jameson and Bud Light because that's my shit. That's like my fucking go-to. So my drink, I love it. And then I started drinking vodka Red Bulls when I got to this place, which is like the cocaine of alcohol. You know what I mean? And I do not do cocaine. That is not my thing. To each their own, but that is not my fucking thing. I do not touch it. I see it too much in the restaurant industry. It's a mess. It's a fucking mess. So, but that's what it felt like. I was fucking wired, but belligerent. And these two girls go in the stall next to me, and one sitting on the toilet and one squats at her feet and pulls her pants down. And she pees on the floor.
Oh.
And I'm sorry if you're getting uncomfortable, but she like pees on the floor, and like this piss starts to pull at my feet.
Yeah.
And I lose it like too much. Like I fucking get like the rage.
Angry?
Like I see red. Like I fuck like, and so this happens every time I'm drunk. It's understandable that anyone would be upset, but I got so mad. I got out of the bathroom and I banged on that door until they came out, and they wouldn't come out for like 5-10 minutes. My knuckles started to bleed from how hard I was knocking and banging on the door. I was like, come out this fucking bathroom, bitch. I'ma whoop your fucking ass. I don't play that dusty ass shit with fucking gremlin peas on the floor. And like there's this poor little old lady who's like managing the people in the restaurant, in the bathroom, trying to get people in and out in a timely manner and making sure everything stays clean and stuff, and making sure no one's too drunk. And she's like, whoa, what are you doing, honey? You gotta relax. And I'm like, nah, this bitch just peed on my motherfucking shoes. And she goes, I digress. She was like, I get it.
Yeah.
And somehow in the void, my best friend Allie hears me screaming bloody murder. Like, I'm gonna whoop your ass. Come out this bathroom right now. She's like, Sam. And I'm like, this bitch just peed on my shoes. And she's like, we need to get out of here. Like, we're gonna get kicked out. You need to fucking chill out. And I'm like, no, I'm gonna fucking whoop this bitch ass. Like, I don't fucking play. They finally come out the bathroom. But I am so drunk that I can't remember who peed on the floor. And I'm looking at their shoes, and I'm like, who did it? And they're like, no one fucking peed on the floor. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, who the fuck peed on the floor? Because I'm going to hit you, and I don't want to hit the wrong one.
Okay.
Like, I'm not fucking kidding. And so Allie's trying to talk me down, and in the middle of that conversation, they just fucking
so you get verbally, like, not verbally, physically aggressive.
Yeah, if I'm too mad, like I can get really that's just like not cute, girl.
Yeah.
I'm a lady. Like I'm a cute little lady. I can't be acting like that. So after that, dude, like we leave, go out the bathroom, and the rage disappears. Get money. Get money. And I'm partying and I'm dancing my fucking night away. I end up thinking that it's a good idea to walk home. It's 40 minutes from Morgan's Pier back to Fishtown. It was a horrible idea.
Depending on what time it is,
I fall.
Oh, yeah.
I peed my pants a little bit. Okay. I have to be honest and transparent here. Just so it's, I was so mortified with myself. It was like, this is so full circle. She peed on my shoes and I was going to beat her up.
Yourself. Yeah.
And I peed on myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And then the worst part is that we approached Rivers Casino and I still went and I gambled $5
Just $5.
On the
I guess it's
slots,
not too
on
bad.
the slots, and then I left, and then I left. But I woke up the next morning and I was just like, I think I have a fucking problem. Like, so I need to just like that. I think that is like a cycle that I feel like I constantly try to. I've been really, really good since then. I think that was my breaking point where I was just like, I need to really reel it
Dude,
in.
no.
It was so embarrassing to like act that way.
Yeah. The restaurant industry, well, like you said before about it's hard to break it in the restaurant industry. I used to work in the restaurant industry and I had to quit when I was 25. I started when I was 18, I think. And I quit when I was 25 because my wrists started hurting from like playing, because I play piano. So I use a lot of my wrists and stuff like that. So like the combination of playing piano all the time and like, because I was studying like classical piano and stuff like that at one point, and I was really going in. But that combined with doing all the lifting of the plates and everything and the drinks, my wrist started hurting, so I quit. But when I was in the restaurant business, there was so much of my life tied up into alcohol, and I felt like I like accidentally became an alcoholic and didn't realize it. Like, because drinking,
you don't realize it just because it's so normal, you think it's fine.
Yeah, and like all your friends. So pretty much what happened to me was all of my friends were at the restaurant business because you're there, you date the people there. Like,
it's a vortex, dude.
Yeah,
you can't fucking leave.
And then after you make your tips, everybody goes out to the bar themselves,
right?
And then it's like a cycle.
Yeah,
cycles,
dude.
It's like a never-ending
like
cycle.
Up. Yeah,
and I started drinking like heavily when I was like 22 and didn't realize it. Like, it kind of just snuck up on me because I'll never forget this. I went to a dive bar, like it was in Bound Brook. You actually know what I'm talking about because like you're from that area.
What's it called?
Number One Bar and Grill. It's like in Bound Brook.
Number One?
It's called Number One Bar and Grill. It's like, I'm sure you know what Bound Brook is though, right?
Yeah. I was thinking you're gonna say like Ellery's or something.
I do know Ellery's though. I think that's like a little more towards Middlesex. But I went to this bar and I remember I used to go, sounds so messed up, but I used to go there to like people watch like the drunks, like, cause I thought it was fun or like funny. But then when I went there and the person next to me was like, "Hey, Andrea, my drink was waiting for me. They knew what I wanted." I'm like, I'm becoming this. Like, I used to come here to laugh at this. Like, that's fucked up.
Now you are the regular.
Like, I'm the regular. Everybody here knows my name. Everybody here expects me to be here. I come here by myself. That was another thing. I started going by myself when my coworkers weren't around. Like, what's that?
I burped into the mic. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. So it's like,
that,
yeah, you're right. Like, drinking in the restaurant industry, it's an issue.
Yeah. My best friend, Allie, was like, I was saying to Justin and Allie, I was like, dude, I'm like getting really tired of this. Like, it's not even fun anymore. Like, it was fun for a while and it's like, it's not even fun anymore. And I was like, dude, I was literally going to like have an intervention like for you because you're drinking so much and I'm like worried for you. And like, you have so much ahead of you. Like, you cannot get caught up in this restaurant shit. Like,
yeah.
And so I'm still friends with all the people in my restaurant that I work with. But I have a far healthier relationship with them. Yeah. And like, I don't go out every night anymore.
I learned who my friends were.
Maybe once a week.
Yeah.
If once a week, and only if they offer to buy, because I'm not buying. I'm not paying. I'm not spending money the way I was. I was spending like fucking $50 to $100 a week
on alcohol. That was another thing I realized too when I started paying.
I'm saving so much money now. Yeah. Like, I'm able to actually move and live alone now because I know where my money's going.
Yeah.
Because I'm not fucking spending it because I'm not getting belligerent every night.
No, I remember like I learned who my actual friends were because I had so many friends when I was drinking. And then when I decided to stop drinking, and I'm not like completely sober, like I'll occasionally have a drink. It's not like that. But when I stopped drinking every night, the same people who loved me, I'd be like, "Do you want to go hiking this afternoon?" They'd be like, "No." Yeah. So like,
dude, yeah. I just started rock climbing. And my coworker Nina, she and I have gotten like really, really close. And she's also been feeling the same way. She's like, she literally went to school for creative writing. She's like an incredible writer. She's awesome. And she's like, I'm feeling like I'm getting like sucked into that vortex of the restaurant. And like, I want to start breaking out of it. And so I was like, okay, so let's do this. Like, let's fucking go try climbing. Because my friends, Jake and David, they like rock climb regularly. And so they brought me with them. And I was like, I loved it. It was epic. I literally got a membership. Come.
Yeah.
And so she came and she's like, I love this. I'd rather be doing this than getting drunk. And I was like, yes, like a healthy hobby to replace it. And that way nights to avoid drinking where you normally would because we're going to go climb the next day and you don't want to be hungover or miss out. Like that FOMO is going to set in. We roll deep now. There's fucking like 6 of us that rock climb now together, and it's epic and it's so fun. And it's a healthier hobby to just replace with fucking drinking, because that shit gets old.
Yeah.
It gets so old.
It does. You're 100% correct. Okay, I have a couple more questions. I don't know why some of these questions seem so random. A lot of this time I feel like this podcast is like therapy for me, like whatever's on my mind. I'm just like
I'm glad we're unpacking it also. We've gotten so close.
Okay, next question. When you seek advice from people, are you the type of person who prefers the hard truth, or do you just want someone to like vent to? Like do you get annoyed when you're like venting to a friend? Do you get annoyed when they're like, you have to try this instead? Like, or do you prefer people to kind of like give you concrete advice?
I think there's like a really good happy medium that you can find with people. I feel like sometimes people, even your friends, sometimes don't have the best intentions for you all the time. I'm not kidding. It's like weird, and I don't know if it might not even be like directly towards you. It could just be like some weird projection. But sometimes I've noticed that some friends will like want you to be in their same exact situation, so they'll steer you wrong a little bit sometimes. And I think it's important to find specific people to confide in that or have your best intention in mind. You know what I mean? Like best intentions, and they have like your best interest in mind. So I really only vent to like 3 people in my life.
Do you get female competition? Like, do you get women that you feel are like passively trying to like destroy you?
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's a problem with friends, like it's over the years. I have some solid female friends, but it took a long time of like phasing out the ones that I could tell were like competitive, like low-key competitive.
Dude, it's like really fucked up. And like you'll invest a lot of time in these friendships and you think they're genuine, and like at the whole time they're trying to fucking like destroy you. Or like I've had 2 girls actively like hook up with people that I dated, and it was like, and like they did it because they knew. You know what I mean? And like, even if we're not together anymore, I know what you're doing. And like, you did it on purpose.
Like to try
like just spiteful,
to put you down.
Weird, just spiteful, weird, like just, I guess, I don't know, maybe you want what I had or something, like stuff like that. Or like never letting you just like have your things be your things. Like I don't know. It's like, it's super weird. Or they just like these backhanded compliments, or just they don't compliment you. Yeah. And they're just like, you're my best friend. I had like a coworker that used to do that, and like she doesn't work there anymore. She'll probably hear this. I don't care. Yeah. But she did some like sus things like that with someone that I used to like, it was just weird.
Yeah. Super weird. That's a rough one. I don't know what it is about like women. Like
sometimes they're fucking weird and like cliquey, and I don't know. It's so.
Especially like as a woman, like for me, like you seem like the type of person, like you have you want your music career and everything. I feel like those types of women, especially other women, get nasty with. Like if you have girlfriends that maybe they don't have like a music thing or something going on, like they might be like envious of that. You know?
Yeah. I feel like that was like what was like happening. I had like someone who like was like actively trying to like hook up with my best friend, who was like he's also my and she had like, I don't want to air out her business or anything, but there were things that just happened and conspired throughout our friendships with men where I couldn't even talk to them anymore because of things that happened between her and our friends. Yeah. And like, then I was just like trying to set a boundary. I'm like, listen, you don't even know this guy, and like I'm asking you to just please not this one time. Like I don't care what you do ever. Yeah. But this is like like I need this for connection. Yeah. And like we're becoming really good friends, and I would really appreciate it if you just didn't this time. Yeah. And it became a whole thing. She's like, I really don't want this to be a thing where you tell me like who I can and can't. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, wow, dude, you're like totally missing the point. And like now I can't be your friend because you don't even respect my boundaries that I'm trying to set.
I had a female friend in particular that like it started out as she admired me, like she looked up to me. So it started out with like an innocent thing of like she would like seek advice from me and stuff like that. But then I noticed slowly that she tried to like take over. Like she would try to like literally like same thing. She had no, I don't know if they were engaged at the time, but they were dating and they eventually got married. She had a guy, like she was very serious about, so there, in my head, I'm like, there should be no competition over men, but she still would, even though she had like a guy. She like
so weird.
It wouldn't be stuff like, she wouldn't hook up with him because she had a guy, but it would just be stuff like, oh, that guy you like, he said I was hot, like just like weird stuff like that, like, and I'm just like, we don't need to compete behavior over men. You have a man, I'm single looking for one, you should be helping me, not like competing with me. What the fuck? And like I think it started off like she respected me, and then like it turned into like she envied me, like, and it was scary.
It's weird. That's like super fucked up. It's super weird. It's okay.
All right, so we had a little bit of a tech issue, sorry guys, we just fixed it right there, but actually I only have one question left for her. My last question for you, this might be I don't know, it's not that intense of a question. Where are you at right now spiritually in your life? I know that's an ever evolving thing. Are you atheist? Are you agnostic? Spiritual but not religious? Very religious? Like where are you at with that right now?
Ooh, that is such a good question. I am not religious anymore. I used to be. I used to sing in the church.
Really?
With my mom.
You probably got some good chops there, though. Like, got some good skills. Like,
yeah. I learned how to like harmonize there, and I practiced a lot of guitar. I used to sing in the church. It was really weird. But that's like my mom's like pride. She's like, un día Samantha va a regresar y va a cantar otra vez. She's like, you're gonna return to the church. You're gonna sing for the Jesus Lord again. And I'm just like, I promise you, that's never gonna happen. Like, I will never do that again. It's a toxic ass environment. So I struggle a lot with my faith, but I do believe in a higher power for sure. And when I say God, I also say universe. I just feel like that's it's just interchangeable, and I struggle with my faith a lot, but like my mom is so intuitive, and my sister and I are also really intuitive about stuff, and like it makes me believe a little bit, a little more than I think than most people.
Do you get like synchronicities and stuff like that? Like what are you intuitive with? Like you have weird dreams, like
weird dreams and lots of synchronicities and like premonitions. It's super weird. I foresaw someone getting shot almost, and they didn't get shot because we weren't in the car.
Oh my God.
I had a dream about it the night before, and if we had gone to the car an hour earlier, he would have been shot.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Wow. No, that's wild. I'm on the same page with you about that stuff though. Like exactly how you described it. I don't really have a super religious background. I did go to like CCD and whatnot, but my parents weren't that invested. It was like something they were doing to please their parents. Mm-hmm. So it's not like I was like, it wasn't like really drilled in my head or anything, but just over the years, I'm not religious. I don't have any particular religion I subscribe to, but same thing. I feel like I'm a pretty intuitive person as well. And because of that, I'm like, well, something's got to be there. I just don't know what the hell it is. And I do the same thing with the terminology too. I like say universe or God. And to me, that's like, I don't know what that is. I don't use the word God in the religious context. Yeah. It's just the word that I use to describe that, which is bigger than me.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it's so... Yeah, I think a lot. I believe so much in like ancestral guidance also. I'm Honduran, so people that are from Honduras were like, we have lineages back to like the ruins and the Lenca tribe. My family is like descendant of the Lenca tribe, so which is like almost fucking completely extinct, which is fucked up and sad, but I feel a lot of connection towards that part of my life, and I feel really spiritually connected. It's so bizarre, I can't explain it. My sister and I like also we're like this, like just like tied in our brains. Mm-hmm. We just like know what we're thinking and like how, but it's also, you know, when you grew up together and stuff, but also she's same way. She'll like have foreshadowing dreams, things like that. My mom too, she was like, I woke up at 3 a.m. I was fighting demons for you last night. I'm like, okay girl, go off, I guess. Like that's fucking terrifying. But still struggling. I feel like one day I will fully just like accept the fact that like maybe I do need a little Jesus Lord in my life.
It's funny you say that, because I have a friend who's also a musician, and I think he's Salvadorian. He's from Salvador, and his parents, I think they're like they're pastors. Like his parents are very religious. They're pastors. Also a musician, songwriter. He went through his own like process of like, I don't want to say he hated religion, but he detached from it and didn't believe it. And now he's like probably close to my age. Like I'm 35. He must be like 32. He like he went in hard. Like he went back to religion like hard, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like interesting.
I've seen it happen to people.
You never know like the way your views could change over time. So
I've seen it happen to people like that are my age. And I'm like, that's like so powerful and like incredible and bold, because I feel like it's like it's almost like a sense of shame about it. It's like, what, like I'm not comfortable talking about it like online. People like posting like these things about like praise Jesus, my faith, this, that, and like this quote, Proverbs something, Genesis this, whatever, you know, like stuff like that. I'm like, that is so admirable. Like I couldn't do that. And I feel like that is my problem. It's like, maybe it's not even my problem. It's just like just the way I feel about it. It's like, I want to say it resonates with me, because sometimes it really does. Sometimes a lot of these quotes that I see or something, it just really fucking like, damn, shit hit.
also religion could be politically charged nowadays. Like so if you post I like religion, they could be like, you want abortions. like
yeah,
like,
you
so
want to so you hate gay people.
Yeah, like so there's a little
like
bit
you know?
of that goes with it as well.
It's super super hard. But I've seen like, you know, a lot of people that a lot of couples lately, I've seen a lot of my friends that are together, engaged or married, are like getting into religion. I think it's like, I guess it's like a healthy way for them to bond, which is, you know, it's fucking hell yeah, dude. If it's gonna pull you guys through it in the end to like forever and ever, if that's what you want, then like I fucking respect it. I think one day I'll end up somewhere
singing in the church.
Somewhere, not singing in the church ever again, but somewhere along the line, I think I might, you know, I might dabble again. Just because at the end of the day, I feel like I'm always asking the universe for a little help, always.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm in a pinch.
Do you ever, speaking of the synchronicities and stuff, do you have any experiences of like you actually prayed for help and like you got it?
Yeah, it's like it feels like I already know I'm gonna get help, you know, like I'm asking for it, but I know I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
because I'm here and like I'm fucking doing it, and I'm like, but I'm actually doing well.
Yeah,
and I knock on wood, you know, hopefully it remains that way. And I know things are gonna get hard again, and things are never
linear.
You know?
Yeah,
yeah. So I think I am very spiritual, 100%, but I don't know if I'm religious.
Yeah, no.
Sorry to get all fucking intense about
it. That's pretty much the answer I would give too if somebody asked me that. So it's like we have similar beliefs there. All right, so we're actually going to end the podcast. Sorry if that was like an intense ending of the podcast. But I really enjoyed this conversation today. I loved the song. Before we end the podcast, let them know where they can find your music. I can put links below, but if you want to tell them anything.
I have an album coming out, and I can't tell you the date yet, because I don't even know. But I know the first single off this album is coming out March 8th, 2024. And there's a lot of other fun stuff. I got music videos coming. I got another single coming. I got live sessions coming. And I have a release show that's coming, and I'm going on tour soon. It's going to be great, and you have to be there. You can find my music on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, YouTube, and probably any other streaming platform. And you should listen to it if you want to cry, maybe with your friends.
And you guys should come to Philadelphia too if you live in the Philly area to check out some of her live shows as well.
Yeah, I gig a lot out here lately.
Yep. All right, that's it. Pranzata Podcast, episode 112. Again, reminder to the listeners, if you enjoyed what you heard today, please don't forget to hit subscribe. Also, feel free to comment below on anything that we had talked about. I'm interested to seeing your input on what we had to say today. Like if there's anything that you were like, oh, this is, agree, disagree, whatever. And that's it. Have a good day, guys. Bye.